Hey guys, great to see y'all again. We're going to be talking about measurement today. Over the past couple of days, we talked about time measurement, and we're going to talk about some different ways to measure stuff. The specific skill we're going to talk about is 3.7D. That's to determine when it is appropriate to use measurement of liquid, volume, capacity, or weight. And I can identify different units of measure is what we're going to work on today. And I'm going to take you over here. This is probably one of the most valuable tools that we have. And we just got done talking about time, and this tells all the different conversions of time. So we know that 1 year is 12 months, or 1 year is 52 weeks. A week is 7 days, a day is 24 hours, an hour is 60 minutes, and a minute is 60 seconds. So that's all the different ways we break down time. We're going to talk about volume and capacity, the customary way, a metric way, and weight, the customary way, and mass is the metric, is what we're going to talk about. I got a video that you can see right here. The customary measurement is probably one of the, has the most different types of measurement in there. We have gallons, quarts, pints, cups, and fluid ounces. So I got a little video where I do a little experiment with measuring using the customary measurement way of measuring. So let's go ahead and get ready and look at that video. This week we're going to start talking about measurement a little bit more, and today we're going to do a little experiment about customary volume and capacity. So as you look here, we got different containers here. I have a 1 cup container, a pint, a quart. This one happens to be a half gallon or 2 quarts, and I got a full gallon container right there. And something else I want to show you is this is our STAAR chart. And if you look right there, you can see those are our conversions for customary volume and capacity. So this is something that you would use during class time, or if you're taking the STAAR test. This is something we can use for that. So we're going to start our experiment really quick here. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to see how many cups there are in a pint. So I'm going to go ahead and fill this measuring cup up to 1 cup with my food coloring water. So that is 1 cup and 2 cups. That equals a pint. So there are 2 cups in a pint. So I'm going to draw 2 cups are inside a pint. Okay, next we're going to do is see how many pints there are in a quart. So we already have 1 pint right here. So I'm going to pour that into my quart container. And I'll fill up another pint. And you can see there are 2 pints in a quart. So I'm going to go up here to the board again and draw another pint. And each pint has 2 cups in it. And there's 2 pints in a quart. Okay, next thing we're going to do, we're going to see how many quarts there are in a gallon. I'm just going to take this half gallon out. So that's 1 quart. Two quarts. Another container here. 3 quarts. And 4 quarts. Okay, so there are 4 quarts in a gallon. So I'm going to take you back up to the board there, and we're going to draw that. Okay, so we already have our 1 quart, our 2nd quart, and each quart has 2 pints in it. Each pint has 2 cups. Okay, it's our 3rd quart. Remember, each quart has 2 pints, and each pint has 2 cups. And our 4th quart. And the word quart means 1 quarter, so there's 4 quarters in a gallon, or 4 quarts in a gallon. So this is just like a little a graphic here, and if you look, I'm going to draw a big G over the entire thing. So you can see inside a gallon, there's 4 quarts, 1, 2, 3, 4 quarts. If you want to figure out how many pints there are in a gallon, you just count how many P's there are. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 pints in a gallon. And cups in a gallon, you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 cups in a gallon. If you want to take it a little bit further, okay, each cup, there are 8 fluid ounces. So I'm just going to draw an 8 inside of each one of my C's here. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And if you added up all the 8s, or did 8 times 16, you would figure out how many fluid ounces there are in a gallon. So this is just like a little graphic to help you remember, do your conversions between cups and gallons and pints, and even ounces if you want to. So if you don't have any more questions about it, we'll go ahead. We're going to have a worksheet associated with this activity. So you can always go back to this, take your time, and get you a piece of paper and practice drawing this graphic. This would be one of the anchor charts that we would use in class. And you can use this to do your conversions between cups and pints and quarts and all that stuff. And that's all we got for this video. Okay, this some anchor charts that I thought that would be good to look at, because it kind of gives you some examples of the different units of measure, or I guess how you'd measure them, things that are those measurements. And customary, we already talked about customary a little bit, but a fluid ounce is about how much a spoon would hold. A cup, or 8 fluid ounces, is like a milk carton like you get in the cafeteria. A pint would be basically 2 of those milk cartons, and certain containers come in pint, like some bottles of sodas are a pint amount, maybe like it's one of the like smaller soda bottles. A quart, which is 2 pints, and a quart is 1/4 of a gallon. And a quart is also really close to a liter. Those are very close measurements to each other. There's not too much difference between a quart and a liter. And a gallon, probably the most common thing you think of as a gallon is a milk jug like you have in your refrigerator at home, a large milk jug. And then we have the metric volume, milliliters, very small. It's like it says 10 drops from an eyedropper. Liter, we talked about that already. That'd be a larger soda bottle, or probably more common, the larger water bottles or liter bottles. The smaller ones are half of a liter, they're 500 milliliters, but the larger water bottles are typically a liter. And a kiloliter is, they say, is about 4 bathtubs full of water would be a kiloliter. We'll go ahead and look at weight and mass now. For weight, customary, the first one I'm talking about is ounces, and saying a strawberry would be about an ounce. Another thing I've heard used as an example of an ounce is would be a piece of bread, 1 piece of a bread. And the next one's a pound, and right here it says a pineapple weighs about a pound. And along with the slice of bread being an ounce, a loaf of bread is typically going to be about a pound because there's usually about 16 slices of bread in a loaf. And a ton is 2,000 pounds, and typically probably a very small car would be 2,000 pounds. Typically, probably a car like you drive is probably closer to 2 tons, closer to 4,000 pounds. But when we're measuring very large things, we measure them in tons. Now for the metric mass, we have the first one's a milligram, and we think a grain of salt would be about a milligram, the mass of a grain of salt. A gram would be about the mass of a packet of sugar, and a kilogram, they're saying, has about the same mass as 2 pineapples. And another example I think of a kilogram is probably a dictionary that you would have, a hardbound dictionary, or a larger textbook would be about a kilogram. So I got a video here, one of Aaron's 5-minute math videos, and he's going to talk about the skill 3.7D, which is what we're going over today. And this is going to be one of the STAAR test questions from 2016. So let's go ahead and get ready and listen to Aaron's video.
And take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, and then we will look at our answers together. So this is a different type of problem because we don't need to do any type of operation. There's no addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division. It's just going to be choosing a unit of measurement. So Patrick's class collected boxes of food for charity. So let's say we draw some of these boxes. So let's say we've got some boxes, maybe some macaroni and cheese, and maybe we've got some hamburger helpers. So we've got some boxes that we are going to donate to charity. And then we need to find the unit of measurement that should be used to measure the weight. So that's going to be our big question right there. How do we measure weight? And only one of these is going to be helpful for us when we measure weight. But look at our answer choices: quarts, pounds, gallons, and fluid ounces. And so if we don't know what these do, well, then we're going to be in a lot of trouble. So let's look at these each, and let's just see if we can figure out where we've heard these terms before. So let's start with quarts. So quart, when you're thinking of quart, you should be thinking of a quarter. Now, a quarter, yes, is worth 25 cents, but a quart really just means 1/4 means the same as 1/4. So it is 1/4 of something that's larger. In this case, we are thinking a quart is 1/4 of a gallon. So quart and gallon are related. And you can get certain items in either a quart or a gallon. And if you've ever gone shopping before, and you see we've got our gallons right down here. So these two are related. So if you've ever gone shopping before, maybe with your parents, and you've gone to Walmart or a grocery store, and they ask you to go get some milk. There's different ways that you can get milk. Two of the different ways would be to get a quart of milk and then get a gallon of milk. The other way would also be a pint. So 2 quarts make a pint, and then 2 pints make a gallon. So there's just different ways to get milk. Depends on how much you want. This is going to be our biggest right here, our gallon. Now, if you're thinking about that, then you're thinking, well, is that how we measure weight, or is that how we measure capacity, right? So weight is the effect of gravity on an object. On Earth, weight changes if you go to different planets. And then capacity is another way to think of it would be volume, like liquid volume. How much liquid can you put in something? And the reason we have to have a measurement for that is because liquids change as they change the shape as they go to different containers. And so we need to measure how much. You might have the exact same capacity of a really tall and skinny container as a short and wide container. They might be the same even though they look completely different. So if we're saying that our quarts and our gallons are going to be for milk, well, guess what? That's liquid. That's our liquid volume. That's our capacity. So we're not going to use that. That doesn't give us a measurement of weight. That gives us a measurement of capacity. Other things that give us a measurement of capacity are cups. This is all in the customary system. And then you might also have heard of liters and even milliliters. That's in the metric system. So we're down to pounds, we're down to fluid ounces. Ooh, there's your clue right there. Look at that. Fluid ounces. Fluid is something very similar to liquid. So ounces make up cup 8. Fluid ounces make up a cup. It's a really, really small unit of measurement for capacity. So this also is going to be a measure for capacity. So that is going to leave us with pounds. Think about pounds. When you go to the doctor for your yearly checkup, typically they'll make you get on a scale and they'll weigh you and they will measure this in pounds. They'll say you weigh 58 pounds or you weigh 96 pounds. So pounds is a measure of weight, which remember measures gravity's effect on us. Our weight changes if we were to go to outer space. Our answer is B.
Okay, we got some guided practice questions we're going to look at here really quick. You'll follow along as I read. It says, Quentin ordered an 8-ounce steak at his favorite restaurant. There's a picture of the steak right there. And it says, which statement is true? So we'll write true and false statements beside each one of these answer choices. So answer choice A, the capacity of the steak is 8 ounces. Is that true or false? I'm going to say that's a false statement because steaks don't hold stuff. Typically, when we talk about capacity, we're talking about a fluid measurement. So it would not have a capacity of 8 ounces. Answer choice B, the length of the steak is 8 ounces. True or false? That's going to be a false statement also. Ounces is not a linear measure, and we don't measure length with ounces. That's not one of our measurements. Answer choice C, the cost of the steak is 8 ounces. True or false? Okay, that would be a false statement also. We use money or dollars and cents for cost of stuff. So the last one, answer choice D, the weight of the steak is 8 ounces. And yes, that is a true statement. We do measure the weight of stuff in ounces. It's one of the smaller measurements, customary measurements that we use. So the correct answer would be answer choice D. Okay, let's go and look at the next question here. It says, Megan makes a pitcher of punch for a slumber party. Which unit can Megan use to measure the liquid volume of the punch she makes? F, grams, G, fluid ounces, H, pounds, or J, kilograms. Go ahead and pick your answer. Okay, let's check that out. I'm going to circle some stuff right here. I think it's important. Circle the word volume, because it's what it's asking us to measure is the volume. And typically, volume is a liquid measurement. So you see I went ahead and put my my STAAR math chart right here that talks about volume and capacity, because we're going to be looking for something that's under volume and capacity here. And let's look at some of our measurements. Could I use grams to measure the volume? No, I would not use grams to measure volume because grams is a mass measurement down here, grams. So that falls under weight and mass. Could I use fluid ounces to measure the volume? Yes, right here. Fluid ounces is a type of volume measurement, so I'm going to say yes on that one, but we'll still go ahead and check the rest of our answer choices. H, pounds. Okay, that would be a no also. Okay, pounds falls under the weight category, So there's pounds, falls under the weight, so I wouldn't use that to measure my volume. And kilograms, could I use that to measure volume? That would be also a no. Kilograms falls under the mass category right here, and we wouldn't use that to measure kilograms. Every once in a while you'll see kiloliters, which means 1,000 liters, but the correct answer for this, we would use fluid ounces. Answer choice G. Okay, go and follow along as I read. Question is, or it says, Allison reads the label on the bottle of cough syrup. Okay, but the unit of measure is missing. Which of the following could not be the missing unit of measure? So we're going to go through here and we'll say yes, it could be, or no, it can't be. A, could it be fluid ounces? Okay, well, let's check. Generally, cough syrup is going to be liquid, and it's a capacity measurement. So hopefully it's going to fall, we're looking for stuff that falls under the volume capacity. And fluid ounces does look like right there, we do use it. So I'll say yes on that. So B, pounds. Okay, we'll check it out. It does not look like I see pounds under the volume capacity. Pounds falls under the weight and mass, so that would be a no. That would not be the missing unit of measure. Still going to check the other ones though. Make sure that they are. C, milliliters. Okay, well, let's go over here and check. And milliliters falls under the volume capacity. It's the metric unit of volume and capacity. So that would be a yes. And D, cups. Okay, yes, that does look like it falls under volume capacity also. It is a customary volume capacity, so we'll say yes on that one. So the one that is not would be B, pounds. Okay, it's time to complete your independent practice. Be sure to take your time, do your very best on this assignment. I'll put something in there for you to print out, a PDF there. So I encourage you to print those out and to work them out on pencil and paper, if at all possible. And if you have any problems, anything doesn't seem like it's working, please send your teacher an email or send them a message in Schoology. And if you don't understand a concept or something like that, please send them a message and they'll get back to you shortly. Take your time. Best of luck to you, and we'll talk to you later.